For all the latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
Hi, welcome to the Life with Lisa Bradshaw show. I am Lisa Bradshaw. Today's guests come from Wenatchee, Kashmir, and Inuit school districts. They are representatives of a program that we did in their schools back in October. I founded a nonprofit called the Don't Wait Project 6 years ago. It's a 501c3 nonprofit, and one of the programs we do is called Don't Wait to Unmake a Bully, where we work in schools with students and teachers and administrators, helping take a stand against bullying and letting the kids really do the work. And so we're going to explain that a little bit with our guests here today. Today we are welcoming Morgan Boushor. I said that right?
Yeah.
Good. From Inuit, Inuit Elementary, right?
Middle school.
Middle school. And then you are Brooke Arthur, and you're here from Kashmir High School. 9th grade?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your involvement and a little bit kind of give people an idea of the program. It is we get the students to act, write, produce, direct their own public service announcement based on their bullying experiences in the school, or just things you've heard about. Maybe you didn't directly have involvement in something, but it's just based on your experiences. So why don't you go ahead and start, Morgan?
Well, I made some of the ideas for it. There was one girl, she would bully people for no reason, and she would go to someone else about it, and then she would be kind of I called it fake, because it was just like not real about how she would talk to them, and then she'd compliment them, and then she would just talk not good about them.
So talk behind their back,
yeah,
and then act nice to their face.
And that's why, I think the whole concept of our video was two faces, and it was like one person going to being nice to one person and gossiping about them to the other.
So what happens with the program is we go into the schools on Monday, and Mike, who you'll meet later in the show, he's my partner in this program, he works with the students and gives instruction about anti-bullying language and behaviors, as well as character development, and explains a model movie set. He is a filmmaker in New York, so he has vast experience. He's also been involved in education for about 16 years now. And so he will go through all of that education with the students on Mondays, and then on Tuesdays is when they write their script, and then they each have a turn filming for the day. So your script is based on the things that you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a lot of brainstorming that goes into that day,
Yeah.
right? You think you're just going to get started writing, but really it takes a little time.
Yeah, it's like trying to pin all the concepts together to make them work in the whole script.
One of the things I think he does a good job of is making sure that everybody has a voice, because it's really lists and lists and lists of things that through process of elimination is in your hands, really. Everybody takes a vote, and eventually you come up with your concept.
Yeah.
And yours was two faces.
Yeah, we had a couple other ones. I can't remember what they were, but they were okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, they were just different than this one, but yeah.
So then you were part of it as well, and what was your job?
I was the director.
Director. Had you ever directed anything before?
No.
Had either of you ever made movies with your phone or an iPad or anything? Had any experience with that before?
No.
So this was totally new.
Yeah.
And you got to use the cool camera then. So explain what the director does, because a lot of people think you're actually the one behind the camera.
So the director will make adjustments to the script as you go along, and really makes sure you need to be right there, you need to be walking right there, right now, and giving signals, go do that, go do this, put the lights right here, and making sure it all comes together really well with the help of everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not the actual one who's starting and stopping the camera, which a lot of people think, because you often see the director behind the camera, but there's somebody else that's in charge of running the camera. You're kind of running the show.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right? And then what was your role?
I was the lead actress in them.
Had you acted before?
Yes, I'm in drama. I have been for a couple of years now.
So you were able to use your skills?
Yeah.
Okay. So first we're going to actually show the PSAs that they produced. I think we also have behind the scenes footage that will show, we are launching an exhibit at Pipus Market. It will be on display through April 28th. And there you'll see pictures of behind the scenes. You'll see the actual scripts that they worked from. They look like regular Hollywood movie scripts. And then also has behind the scenes footage. There'll be a video there to show all of the PSAs that were produced in all 3 school districts, 3 per school district, so that's 9, plus behind the scenes footage. And just pictures that we take while you guys are setting the cameras up and doing the actual acting process. So first we want to take a look at Eniat Elementary School's PSA, and that we'll show it in its entirety. So let's take a look.
So then this kid Howie laughed so hard that he fell out of his chair. Then his shoe flew off. It landed in front of the teacher, who got a whiff and passed out.
Wasn't that funny, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, what's so funny? Oh, Shay, why don't you tell her what you just told us?
Okay. Jenny got stuck in her jacket and she couldn't get out.
I thought you said it was Gio.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It was Gio. So anyway, he was trying to get out of his jacket and knocked over a water bottle.
You didn't say that part before.
Oh, yeah, I just forgot it. Or actually, no, it happened yesterday with,
Where did you hear about all this?
Oh, it was my cousin's class in the city. She told me about it.
I thought you were there. Is any of this true? And what's up with the teacher? Is this even true?
Remember the time the frog jumped on your face?
Do you want to tell that story?
Sure. So we were walking through the woods, and there's this big fat toad on the ground. I picked it up, I threw it on her face, and then it jumped on her face, and it was so fell into the river. It was so fat.
So what you saw there was one of the PSAs produced by Eniat School District, which was not necessarily the one that you were in, but you will be able to see it at Pybus Market because it will be on display the entire, almost the entire month of April. So let's talk with Morgan as well. I mean, Brooke, I'm sorry. You're here from Kashmir, and you were the director of your PSA. And so what was the storyline behind the story that you guys told?
So our main idea was basically people are not what they wear or what they look like, that you need to appreciate someone for who they are on the inside rather than everything that you see on the outside.
Right, and so how did you feel about the process of starting out with really a blank canvas, so to speak? Deciding how to tell the story, what story to tell. How did you feel about that process? Did you feel like everyone had a voice in it?
I thought it was a great team effort, and it was really fun to hear everybody's ideas, and everybody had something good to add to it.
I think it's good too. We've been in the school district, specifically in Kashmir and Wenatchee school districts, the entire 5 years now. And Eniat got on board last year, so this is your second year the Eniat school district has participated in the program. So I'm glad you had an opportunity to do that. Well, you're in Kashmir and you're in Eniat. So which of these PSAs, I mean, did you get to see all of them? Did your teacher share them with you?
Well, there's normally a showing at the
Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, the Performing Arts Center. And I couldn't go to that, but they normally show, because there's the high school one, and then there's the middle school one, and there's the elementary one.
And we also have them on our website, don'twaitproject.org. You can see every video we've done over the last 5 years with every school in the country. So if you want to see them there, see the one specifically that Morgan did, and then we'll also show one here coming up here through Kashmir. So this is Kashmir School District. Might not necessarily be the one that you directed, but we were trying to show the videos just to give an idea of all of the participation that happened in each district. So let's take a look at Kashmir School District's PSA.
Where'd you get your clothes?
Yeah, do you really think that looks good?
Nice bald spot.
People are not their hair. People are not their clothes.
So what are you doing in here?
Not much. I got this weird patch on my neck and people keep mentioning it.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinning too. Well, great catch today on the field.
Hey, thanks, man.
People are their contributions.
Not their hairstyles.
I'll catch up to you later. Okay. What are you doing out here?
Do you think this looks good on me?
I think it looks perfect. But hey, I really liked your ideas for the homecoming dance. Do you think we can talk about them?
Yeah.
What did you have in mind?
People are their ideas.
Not their looks.
You're the person, not the style. Be that person and appreciate others for who they are.
So Brooke, you actually directed that one.
Yeah.
So talk about how long it takes to actually do. That's just a couple minutes footage.
It looks really short, like it wouldn't take a long time, but it's actually really long. It took several days. It might take like 2 days just for a small portion of that, because you have to get all the lighting how you want it, and you have to do a couple run-throughs to make sure it's how you want it.
Also, we had to arrange ahead of time that shot that was outside by that deck. You have to choose a location. You have to make sure everything's in order. Then the weather has to cooperate. There's a lot that goes into it. So the actual filming they do from the beginning of the school day to the end of the school day. They break for lunch and that's it. So it's all day, and it's a lot of hurry and wait too. In movies in Hollywood, like the famous people, they have someone who stands in and stands there for you, the lead actress. But in our PSA here with INEAT School, she was the one who was actually standing there waiting to give your role. So hours, really.
Yeah.
And you liked it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I've been like wanting to do acting since I was little. So.
And I think that's the part too that we enjoy giving to the students. The opportunity here is that they're doing jobs they wouldn't otherwise get to do. Operating a camera like that, it's a real movie camera. It's like a $4,000 camera. He makes that very clear, right? Hold it with 2 hands and be really careful. So is there anything you want to add? You guys, give you the opportunity to go to the website and take a look at all of them in case you didn't see the ones from your peers as well. But I want to thank you. Is there anything you wanted to add about the experience?
I thought it was really cool just to like have the concept of you traveling across the country and showing everyone how influencing them not to bully and what ways there can be bullies.
Well, I have to give Mike credit for that because he's the one he was just on a plane. He just got back yesterday. He was at a school in near Seattle, between Seattle and Portland. So then now he's back in New York. We'll have him on in just a little bit via Skype. But thank you both for being here. Thanks for missing the last part of your school day to come on the show. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We're going to be talking with Ron Brown from Wenatchee School District.
Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
Hi, we're back. Thanks for coming back to the show. We are talking about Don't Wait to Unmake a Bully, a program that is part of the Don't Wait Project, which is a nonprofit organization that I founded. The anti-bullying program is a partner program with Mike Frurstein. He'll be on later in the show, Skyping from New York, actually. He was just in a school between Portland and Seattle last week, but he's back home, so we'll Skype with him. Right now in the studio, we're talking with Ron Brown from Wenatchee School District. He is the Director of Instructional Technology. Thanks for being here.
You bet.
So we go way back to the very beginning when we first brought this program to the school district.
Yeah, you first approached Wenatchee Schools and the superintendent, Brian Flonis, and I was appointed to meet with Lisa and figure it out.
Right.
It was a program that really intrigued me because my background is technology, so I saw it from the opportunity to get kids involved in a more hands-on project. the anti-bullying, the unmake a bully piece was a really kind of icing on the cake.
Right. And I think that one of the things, too, that really I've enjoyed about working with your district as well as the others is that you have a contest, which is different than any of the other, leaders in the districts, how they organize who's selected.
Right. So you heard from a couple girls from the other school districts, and we're so much larger. You know, we have 600 certificated teachers and a lot of students. So how do I pick? So we did a Twitter contest the first year, and they had to submit a 140-character reason why they should be picked to do the show. And every year we've changed that up a little bit, and that way we've had everything from 2nd through 12th graders doing the project. So I think it's gotten us a good, varied set of students and teachers.
And all different schools.
All different schools. We've tried to spread that out as best we can to get everybody an experience. Because you don't get to affect a lot of teachers and kids. The end product does because they get to see it. But it's only 3 per year for us.
And one of the things that I think is really cool about how it's organized is that the kids get to hearing about it year after year, and every once in a while it's kind of like some of the kids, one of them told me it's like getting a lottery ticket that they get to participate. So that's good that they look forward to it. And sometimes in other districts there's, it's a K through 12 and they know once they get to 5th grade then maybe they'll get to participate. Usually it's 4th through 12th, but we did we did
a 2nd grade a couple years ago, and we've
yeah.
done a 4th grade, and 2nd's it was a little tougher, but they had a great product in the end. I think they had a super experience.
Just for the obvious reasons that they're dealing with equipment and attention span, and it is, as the girl said, an all-day deal. One of the things, we're always grateful because we try to, we want to work with schools year after year after year and build this relationship like we have with you guys. And so what is it about that brings the program back to your district every year?
I think there's 2 main ingredients. One, I think it's the message behind the program is very, very profound. And when you can show an effect, and we have principals and teachers showing these videos as an example. So I think that's very effective. But also Mr. Mike. I mean, it sounds like you're going to have him on in an interview, and he's just fabulous with the students. He's fabulous with the teachers. I can't think of anybody more engaging in the process than he is, and he makes it a very authentic project that I think kids will remember forever.
He's very good, too, about making sure they are actually doing their job. So very rarely is he touching the camera. He's showing them where to touch the camera.
Yeah, he's very hands-off, which is very helpful in a true project-based environment.
Yeah, hands-off sounds like a bad thing, but not in this case. He's very good at instructing the kids about what to do, but letting them actually do it. And I'll tell you what, so my job, I have the Don't Wait Project as a nonprofit. I'm the president of that organization, and this is one of our programs. And I could not do what he does. It is not in my makeup to spend day after day in classrooms with kids.
It's a very hard thing to do, and he's become very good at it.
Yeah, he's very good at it. So what you're going to see here, we're going to show a behind-the-scenes clip in just a moment of Wenatchee School District's PSA. And one of the reason we're talking about it is we're going to have a Don't Wait Project exhibit there, Don't Wait to Unmake a Bully, at Pybus Market. Pybus gives the Don't Wait Project 3 exhibits a year to put on display. So this is what you'll see at the exhibit coming up. It'll have pictures, videos, the actual scripts mounted on the display canvas for the exhibit. So that will be through the 28th of April. You can take a look at that at Pybus Market. You can also watch all of these videos that we're talking about all the way back 5 years in Wenatchee School District, local school districts, all the way from here to New York at don'twaitproject.org. So let's take a look at your school districts behind the scenes. And I warn you, it's they have this little handheld camera.
It is kids filming. It is not a professional photographer.
So this isn't the camera that they use when they're doing the PSA. This is someone going around with a little handheld and videoing behind the scenes. And I tried to pick a clip that was brief but told a story and didn't make you too dizzy watching it. So let's take a look.
Yeah, I kept calling other kids' names until it got out of hand. Oh!
Guess what we just got?
Yeah, I kept calling other kids' names until it got out of hand.
Where does Tanner fit into all this?
Hey, what's up? Kid D.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
What's the most complicated thing you've done so far?
I think it was over there. It was the scene where we had to drop the books. it just, oh, scene 4-8? Yeah, so she had to drop her books correctly, and we have the final shot of that, or else we're not gonna do that shot. And we successfully did it at the end, and I think that was a really good accomplishment for me and a stressful out place.
Okay. How is your job as an actor?
It's easy, but you need to memorize.
Pretty good stuff, huh?
It's really fun to watch those. They're a little bit longer and they are a little bit shaky because it's students behind those behind-the-scene cameras. But you really get to see, you asked one of the girls a little bit earlier, what does it take to pull one of these 30-second, 1-minute clips off? And it's a full day of people holding lights, people holding microphones, and people slapping the clapper.
That's their favorite thing.
Students love to do that.
Yeah.
Somebody behind the camera, somebody directing, and it takes 30 little bodies to pull one of these off, and then Mike kind of brings it all together in the end.
Right. He also edits that behind-the-scenes footage from. We've tried all different ways to make sure we get a good tight list of shots. We started having the kids list what they're actually shooting. Otherwise, he's watching 8 hours of, you don't know what you're going to get. And the kids do a great job, but, if they forget and the camera's walking along their side for 10 minutes, it's kind of hard to fast forward through that. So over the years, we've definitely tried to not perfect, but also just try and work and make sure that this is a program that the kids enjoy, but also at the end you get this great product. So we're grateful to Wenatchee School District.
And you can count on our continued support. So it's a fabulous program, and I'd love to have them out again this next year.
That's what we'll do. All right, when we come back, we'll talk with Mike Frurstein. He is the creator and the big celebrity behind all of this. I'm always behind the scenes when it comes to this stuff. So we'll talk with him Skype from New York.
Is your vehicle in need of a quick oil change or tune-up before hitting the road this summer? Stop by Quick Lube and Tune, the home of the good guys at 610 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Hi, we're back. Thanks for joining Life with Lisa Bradshaw. I have Mike Frurstein Skyping from Schenectady, New York. If you know anything about our anti-bullying program, which we talked about earlier in the show, but also it's been in the community for 5 years, then you know about Mr. Mike. Thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
You must be tired. I was telling the kids and Ron earlier that you just got back from, can you pronounce it? I never can.
Kathlamet or the school district's Wahkiakum.
Yes, and that's near Portland?
It's like right on the border, right near the border. You take a ferry and you're on the border, you're in Oregon.
And that program came to us through Gear Up. They had seen a program that we did with another school district. So anyway, thanks for being here. And thanks for being Mr. Mike. I just want to shed light and let people meet you, see your face. I'm letting them know about the exhibit, and we showed a bit of clips earlier in the show, a couple of full PSAs and then a behind the scenes. So what can you say about the program and how you started it and how it came to be?
Wow, that's a long story. It started off as a single movie created at a school in Scotia Glenville. And then a parent in Saratoga asked if I would visit her school and work with her kids to make a shorter version of our How to Unmake a Bully movie. And she and I kind of worked together and thought, what can we do in 5 days? And it's the long ago version of what you and I are doing now. So it's, that was like the pilot program, and then that school loved it, and all the other schools in the district loved it. And then I met you, and it blossomed from there. And I think people just really like the interactivity, and I don't know, you had some talks today with folks about what they like about it. So
yeah, most definitely. And I think that one of the things that is so great about the program is that it's something that can be done year after year, because the story changes and the climate in each school changes. And there's so many stories to tell from the kids' point of view.
And we call it Don't Wait to Unmake a Bully, but bullying encompasses all manner of thought processes, like what happened 5 years ago that caused this person to decide that bullying is the way to solve things. So you could explore the whole period of time that they decided violence or meanness is going to be their solution. It doesn't even have to approach actual physical bullying or mental bullying. It can be about, why do people decide to do that? Or it could be afterwards too. It could be all the effects that now it could be how that person was affected by the incidents 5 years ago, and how helping them overcome it and things like that. So I think the stories aren't just about bullying, but about all the components and things that go into, making it happen in the first place.
And the education that comes with telling these stories. And that was what I explained, that there's an educational component from the very first day, from the very first moment you introduce yourself to the kids. So let's go ahead.
Sorry. Nope, sorry.
Oh, so there's just a tiny, tiny delay here, but that's the beauty of getting to talk to someone in New York from Wenatchee. So thanks for being here. The Don't Wait to Unmake a Bully exhibit is on display at Pybus Market through April 28th, so check it out if you get a chance. If you'd like more information about the Don't Wait Project, visit us at don'twaitproject.org. I'll see you next time.
Stay up to date with what's happening in North Central Washington. Go to the NCW Life Community Calendar at ncwlife.com.